Hello, hello. Welcome, YouTubers. Uh, Tonight is the health class, and I try to pick a few things to share. Most people work or read and don't have time to really search and research and look up different things online and whatever. So I try to be a help because in the world we're living in today, it's safer and better to eat healthy than uh, to try to depend on pharmaceuticals and doctors as we have all these years. To quote a rabbi that I know, Rabbi Sprecher said, take a pill and lie down. In other words, that's the way it was for years. But right now, eating healthy and being healthy is uh, the safest way to do things. So, we're going to start out tonight. The first thing I wanted to speak about is iodine. Most people, if they know iodine at all, they remember the mercurochrome or the iodine that they used to put on cuts when they fell down when they were a little kid. But iodine is a nutrient and a supplement. It also comes from natural foods. In other words, you can get iodine from seaweed or kelp. Uh, you can get it from fish, canned tuna, table salt that's iodized, dairies such as milk, cheese, and yogurt, eggs, beef liver, chicken. And there's more, but let's see, more items. So this is how you can get it naturally. And there's an article from Harvard that says iodine is an essential trace mineral not made by the body, so it must be obtained through foods or supplements. Interestingly enough, it's a mineral. And as we know, there's a mineral chelator in the atmosphere these days, made by Monsanto was the company that made it. They're being royally sued right now in California for the harm they've caused to a lot of people. Many of the autoimmune diseases, God forbid, come from that. But let's continue to read here. It is found naturally in some foods and is added to supplements and some salts for seasoning. Iodine is needed to make the thyroid hormones thyroxine and triiodopamine, which assist with the creation of protein and enzyme activity, as well as regulating normal metabolism. Without enough iodine, these thyroid hormones do not work properly and can lead, God forbid, and can lead to an underactive or overactive thyroid gland. And as we know, there's a lot of sugar issues in the world around us today, and this could be one of the causes, the mineral chelator, therefore iodine being a mineral. So I wanted to just read a little something else that I have here. Iodine's most important role is to ensure proper thyroid function. It helps to regulate the production of the thyroid hormones, which is T4 and T3, which regulate the sugar in the body. And getting enough iodine is essential for preventing low thyroid hormone production and hypothyroidism. Now, we know that a lot of the things and illnesses being caused in the world today are because of different, I call them corruptions, but you can call them whatever you want to call them. Bottom line is that, well, look at the world around us right now. Bill Gates just bought a lot of farming property. What do you think he bought it for? The Chinese have come over to the United States to buy farming property. What do you think they're going to do? So we really have to be very careful in our consumption. And unlike years ago, when the only people that really studied things were what we call fanatics, health foods and all this health stuff were just for fanatics. In today's world, the safest place you can be is to learn what to eat and not eat and to take care of yourself. As Maimonides said, let thy food be thy medicine. Therefore, food is the way to go. And we have to even be careful because, like, I try to look for only organics. But in the past month or two, I bought organic bananas that were weird as could be. They started out really green and they went from green to brown. They never turned yellow. They stayed hard like a rock. And some other ones also, they looked a little weird. So now I'm very careful uh, as to observe them very well before purchasing. And I try to buy them where they could be a little green, but that they're already turning yellow. And so even where things are marked organic, we have to be careful. So I wanted to share today a few different things. One of them is a supplement called chlorine. I think I had shared it in a past class, but I'm not sure. But chlorine is a very important nutrient. By the way, iodine can be purchased in a supplement, or you can eat foods that have iodine. Um, I keep supplements around the house just in case. There is a kosher company that makes seaweed. Seaweed is an excellent natural iodine source. And I don't have the package around right now, but there is a seaweed company that makes kosher seaweed. It was even kosher for Passover. But so that's for iodine. Chlorine is a nutrient essential to many body functions. Our bodies produce this vitamin like a compound in our liver, but not in sufficient levels. We need to get the rest of the body's requirements from food. The richest dietary sources of chlorine are meat, fish, dairy, and eggs. Many fruits and vegetables, whole grains, contain chlorine as well. So there are many and plenty of options for people who are vegetarians or plant-based diets. So I have a chlorine supplement. When I eat meat or chicken, which usually I do on Shabbos, then I know I don't need that supplement, but I try to take it maybe once a week just to cover. Chlorine is also available as a supplement, either on its own or in combination with B complex vitamins, and multivitamins. There are no studies to confirm its effectiveness from supplements over dietary sources. Now you have to know something. Multivitamins, although they're wonderful because they let you touch on all the different vitamins, they never have sufficient of any vitamin. They have like a little taste of each. So in vitamin C, which in today's world we need and mega vitamin C will help with free radicals, and mega vitamin C even helps the body produce collagen. So there are many benefits to high dosages of vitamin C. Vitamin D3 is another one which will keep the arteries unclogged. So I have Maxi D3, and I take at least 2 or 3 of these every morning, and these are 5,000 milligram each. So D3 is another safe vitamin to take in a mega dose. Now, zinc, you have to be more careful. I believe zinc is like 50 milligrams, and you shouldn't go over on the zinc. But if you take a multivitamin plus some of these others that are needed, you'll probably do well until you learn about the other substances needed. Now, there are a lot of supplements that are anti aging these days, and very important because if we're going to live forever, we don't have to live forever all wrinkled, no? Anyway, the nervous system function, let's read down here. Our bodies need chlorine to produce acetylcholine. Researchers show that the compound is a neurotransmitter that plays an important role in a function like memory and muscle movement. And maintaining a good heartbeat and even a mood. And let me touch on heartbeat for a minute because we know that potassium is also a mineral, which means if there's a mineral chelator in the atmosphere, potassium is another one where you can take mega amounts. Why? We're supposed to take about 1,400 milligrams of potassium daily, and one banana only has 400. So you have to up the milligram. I take about 499 milligram supplements in the morning. I eat a banana in the morning, and then I try to eat a couple more bananas during the day. But a very important thing to up the potassium. Why? Potassium is how we balance the water in our body, the electrolytes. Therefore, the water and the electrolytes has to do with the beating of the heart. So when a person has arrhythmia, it's called, or a person has any issues of the heart, many times it could be that they need more potassium. If they go to a doctor, the doctor will give them medicines. They don't need medicines. They need the natural supplements that God made in order for the body to function normal and regular. Another supplement that's very needed on heartbeats is magnesium. And magnesium, although it's not a sleeping pill, if you take it closer to the end of the day, it'll help you sleep like a baby. So this is another benefit to the supplement magnesium. Let's go on. Foods with chlorine. Many foods are a great source of protein, particularly meat, dairy, and fish. But this puts people that are on a plant diet at a higher challenge. And uh, egg yolks, beef, liver, fish, chicken breast, broccoli. Here we go. Broccoli has chlorine. Soy has chlorine, but soy, you want to make sure you buy non-GMO or organic soy because it was one of the first things that they corrupted, along with wheat and I believe it was papayas that they started messing around with. Anyway, dairy, cauliflower has chlorine. So we find that there are various food options on that level. I wanted to share also that infrared light, which nowadays used to be years ago, if you wanted to buy an infrared light bulb, they only came very strong, like 250 watts. But in today's world, and I just recently bought one, I got it at 125 watt, which is excellent because reflecting the skin to infrared light bulbs is a preventative for that disease that's out there that makes people, when they get older, to like lose a little bit of the control of their mind and maybe, God forbid, shaking, whatever. I don't like to say the names of diseases but infrared light can prevent that from happening. Red light bulbs. So, we also want to know about chromium. Chromium picolinate, specifically trivalent chromium, is an essential trace element that is used by some people as a supplement. And especially if people have sugar issues, I call it, or they can't have sugar, and we're not going to go there. I don't speak about diseases and I won't say their names and I try not to recognize them. They don't exist in my world, but I'm trying to teach something important here. Chromium picolinate is a supplement that I believe it comes in food as well. Let's read. Perhaps most importantly, chromium forms a compound in the body that seems to enhance the effects of insulin and lower glucose levels. However, if also however, it also had risks and the use is somewhat controversial. For example, people that are on medications for sugar, like what is that one? Meth something. Anyway, the point is that it's dangerous to drink grapefruit juice with that. And that's kind of freaky. And that other, let me see if I think it's, let me see. Yeah, metformin. Metformin is takes B12 out of the body. So a person has to double up on their B12 supplements. And metformin is dangerous with grapefruit juice to mix. That's weird. I know, but that's what it is. Anyway, some studies have shown that chromium supplements may help for people with type 2 sugar issues and insulin resistance. There's a good evidence that chromium can lower glucose levels and improve insulin. Okay, we're not going to keep repeating that. Chromium supplements have also been studied for their effects on cholesterol and heart issues and psychological disorders. I don't want to say the name of it, but I think Parkin, whatever it is, also causes shaking and other conditions. So, chromium picolinate helps with that as well. However, the study results have been contradictory or unclear. Some people use chromium supplements to build muscles and trigger weight loss. Some chromium studies have shown that these benefits, but others have not. So, how much chromium should you take? Look it up online on the internet to find out. I'm not a doctor. I don't proclaim to be. I just find certain very important health studies and try to share them with everyone. So we have spent in the class many times about broccoli. So I'm going to give you a 2 second on broccoli. While broccoli may have started out as a wild plant in the mustard family, today it's a very popular veggie. And I go to Walmart and buy it frozen, organic broccoli, all ready to go. And Walmart also sells in the fresh vegetable area in a purple and clear container, cut up broccoli fresh, organic. So I'm a big fan of broccoli and for many reasons. Compounds in broccoli have been linked to better blood sugar levels, healthier joints. It also contains remarkable macula-fighting compounds that may help to fight also different types of macula. Broccoli enhances the liver's detoxifying capacities and decreases the growth of human, whatever this is, something viral, implicated in different maculas. I don't like to say all this stuff. And broccoli is a nutrient powerhouse, vitamin high in vitamins A, which is good for the eyes, C, and K. We studied K, I believe, last week. And folate. Folate is good for energy. Magnesium, we just spoke about that a little while ago. Phosphorus and potassium. Potassium in broccoli also. All parts of broccoli plants are edible, including the florets, the leaves, and the stems. Stalks of the broccoli plant is rich in fiber, so don't toss it out. Boil it up, and the best is to prepare broccoli when you're making meat or stews or whatever, to throw it in there, or if you're going to bake a chicken, to put it around it, and it has more nutrient that way. And it strips many of the plant's nutrients from boiling, but better that than nothing. So try steaming or stir frying or roasting instead. Broccoli is also great raw with a tasty dip or shredded like a slaw. So that's what we wanted to point out on broccoli today. Let's go on. The class is probably going to be about another 20 minutes, so if you have stuff to do, it won't be that much longer. 13 foods high in vitamin K. Vitamin K, many people don't even know exists, but it's an important nutrient. Vitamin K, like king, right, plays a major role in overall health. It enables the blood to coagulate and clot, and it also is vital. It's vital parts of bone strengthening. Vitamin, the vitamin works in close cooperation with vitamin D, like David, each boosting the effectiveness of the other. Vitamin K1, and it comes in supplement, exists mostly in vegetables, and vitamin K2 is prominent in dairy products and other animal-based foods. People with long-standing vitamin K deficiencies are in, God forbid, danger of developing certain health issues, such as, God forbid, heart stuff or cognitive decline, God forbid, including, and we're not going to go there, um, just know that cognitive is important. Even tooth decay can happen from a lack or deficiency of vitamin K, God forbid. Too little vitamin K can also contribute to developing different macula, and I'm not going to say the names. Foods high in vitamin K will keep the blood healthy and the bones strong. So, kale and leafy greens. The leafy greens from the cruciferous family offers nearly 7 times the daily recommended take on vitamin K in just 1 cup. It also provides more than enough of the DRI of vitamin A and C, and A is very important for the eyes. Also, all orange vitamins are good for eyesight. Carrots, and even beets. Beets are anti-aging as well. And they help with the production and purification of the blood. Very important, but they need to be non-GMO. So you buy them in the can, they're already peeled and cooked and ready to go. Libby's and Dole both make non-GMO canned beets. Highly recommended. And you can take the water that comes in the can and put it with some mayonnaise and pulverized garlic and a little bit of water. Even you can put cilantro in there and make yourself an awesome salad dressing to put on those leafy greens. Here we go. Kale contains antioxidants that help fight free radical damage in the body. Yay! Lutein, which is for the eyes. One such antioxidant as lutein, and I have it here in supplement, lutein. You can see it. One such antioxidant as lutein helps protect the eyes from light damage. Other leafy greens that provide more than 100% of the DRA of vitamin K per cup are parsley, cooked beets or beet greens, saute mustard greens, Swiss chard, and spinach. Now what I do is I mix spinach with the lettuce in my salads because spinach is a mega powerhouse of health for the body. Spinach has it all, folks. But anyway, what was I going to say? Okay, other nutrients of vitamin K. Broccoli, yay, broccoli has vitamin K also. Cabbage, and even the Talmud says that cabbage heals the body. And the Talmud is our great rabbinical scholars who wrote a huge set of books that looks like an encyclopedia, and they take and discuss all the Torah and the Torah laws, and all rabbis are required to know these books in order to become a rabbi. So they're mega powerhouses of Torah. So in the Talmud it says that cabbage is a healing substance for the body. So I always take, like this morning I made fried eggs, and I buy the shredded cabbage from the supermarket, and I threw it into the oil with onions and stuff, and I threw the eggs in there, and it comes up awesome. There are different, you have to get creative, folks. Prunes. Anyone who has any type of bathroom issues, prunes work for many reasons. But guess what? Prunes also have vitamin K. This dried fruit is commonly known as a laxative effect, but it can do more than that. A half a cup serving of prunes contains 65% of the DRI of vitamin K and significant amounts of vitamin A and B6, riboflavin, niacin, potassium, magnesium, copper, manganese. Studies show that prunes may fight bone density loss from radiation. Another study said that women that are going into, God forbid, a menopause situation demonstrated that regular consumption of prunes could prevent any issues with the bones. Well, that's good to know, huh? Okay, we're 30 minutes down the road. Let's see if we go on. Fermented dairy products also have vitamin K. The general rule with dairy products is that the higher the fat content, the more vitamin K. Interesting, huh? Let's see. Reduced fat or fat-free products like Greek yogurt or yogurt and cottage cheese, cheddar cheese, contain 20% or less of the vitamin K than the high-fat ones. Okay. Like cream, I use cream cheese all the time, and that is a mega powerhouse for vitamin K. Asparagus, boy, I like those things. And the best way to buy asparagus these days, folks, is to go to the canned vegetable department and look for the non-GMOs and buy those. in the can because non-GMO is always better, especially in the cans, because people are watching them can their stuff. So we have a better chance of it being safe and sound. Anyway, scallions, which I use a lot because they're easy to find, organic, uh, scallions or green onions are high in vitamin K also. Interesting, huh? Let's see if I can get the page to turn. Come on. I don't know why this happens. The pages stick. All right, for whatever reason. Huh. Husband, can you get these two pages apart? Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so let's go on. In past classes, I highly recommend that people look up past classes because every week we have a different agenda. And in a past class, I taught on coenzyme Q10, CoQ10. And CoQ10 is a very important nutrient. Why do people take CoQ10? Although CoQ10 plays a key role in the body, most healthy people have enough CoQ10 naturally. There is some evidence that adding more in the form of a supplement may be beneficial, increasing age, and some medical conditions are associated with dropping levels of CoQ10. In other words, as people get older, certain nutrients that the body produces naturally, they can produce less. And that's why people age. That's why it's very important to know what supplements are anti-aging, what foods are anti-aging. And beets is a mega powerhouse for anti-aging. But here it says CoQ10 has been used to treat many different conditions. There's evidence that CoQ10 supplements can lower blood pressure slightly. And CoQ10 is also used to treat heart conditions and possibly helping to improve uh, again, they repeat the heart there. So, okay, going back to that page I couldn't turn. So vitamin K, fresh and dried basil is high in vitamin K. Soybeans, cucumbers, and extra virgin olive oil, all good for vitamin K. Be very careful, especially with cucumbers these days, in getting organics because we bought one. It was green. It never turned ripe. It turned yellow from being green, but it stayed hard like a rock. It never softened up at all. So, like I said, we have to be very careful what we buy and shop for these days. Let me see what I got here. Copper. Copper is a trace mineral also. See, there are many minerals. Calcium is a mineral. Magnesium is a mineral. Potassium is a mineral. Copper is a trace mineral. Remember, there's a mineral chelator in the atmosphere that comes through the rainwater and therefore into the rivers. So people that buy spring water or drinking water run the risk of having contaminants in their water. Now, in today's world, it's almost imperative to use one of the detoxers is cilantro. You can take cilantro and put it in a baby food processor with olive oil, salt, and cloves of garlic, and it makes a paste. That paste will stay in your fridge for a long time and not lose its flavor or go bad. So it is a very, very good thing to have. Now you can go to the supermarket or the dollar store and buy dried parsley in flakes. It comes in the spice department. And parsley is another detoxer, which can be used. You can put it on eggs, you can put it in salad. It has no taste, but it detoxes the body. And natural garlic cloves. And you can buy them in Walmart already peeled with a hexture and everything. And you put it in the processor and make a paste, and it will not go old or bad. Once it's made into olive oil and salt paste, it lasts for a long time, months. And you can make salad dressings with it, you can cook with it. The point is that garlic is also a natural antibiotic. It's a preventative. Also, oregano, yummy garlic and oregano in Italian food is a powerhouse of natural antibiotic. For because we live in a world where we need to know that stuff these days. So I want to share a few minutes before the class ends on copper. This is a fact sheet intended for health professionals. Copper is an essential mineral and is naturally presented in some foods and is available as a dietary supplement. It is a cofactor for several enzymes, and we're not going to go through them because nobody knows what they were anyway. But the last of the list here is neurotransmitter synthesis, and we know that's brain stuff. So, which plays a role in iron metabolism and carries more than 95% of the total copper in healthy human plasma. Copper is also involved in many uh, physiological processes such as angiogenesis, neurohormone homeostasis, and regulation of gene expression, brain development, pigmentation, the immune system functioning. In addition, defense against oxidative damage depends mainly on copper containing superoxide dismutase. Now, copper is something we have to be careful how much we consume because unlike vitamin D or vitamin C, which does not have so much a limit, copper does. So you want to look it up on the internet and make sure that you don't overdo it. Okay? But there are foods that have copper, which is probably a safer way to go because the body will take what it needs and it lets the rest out on the other end. So let's move on. Copper levels in the body are homeostatically maintained by copper absorption from the intestines. And copper status is not routinely assessed in clinical practices. But let's see if we find foods that have copper. Sources of copper. Here we go. Food. The richest dietary copper sources include fish, seeds, nuts, organ meats, wheat bran cereals, whole grain products, chocolate, yummy. The absorption of copper is strongly influenced by the amount of copper in the diet. Bioavailability ranges from 75% of dietary copper when the diet contains only 400 mcgs daily. Tap water and other beverages God forbid tap. No. I buy either purified or distilled water and drink only bottled. Other beverages can also be a source of copper, although the amount of copper in these liquids varies. Okay. Different foods. As we said, beef liver, baking chocolate, potatoes cooked with the skin and the flesh. A medium potato has um, 675 mcgs of copper. That's why everybody likes French fries so much, right? Oh, wow, look at the list here. Cashews, sunflower seeds, turkey giblets, dark chocolate, tofu, chickpeas, hummus, really good, no? Salmon, wild caught, hopefully. Pasta, whole wheat, cooked. Avocados, half a cup. Figs, spinach, asparagus, sesame seeds. Well, tomatoes, yogurt, milk, apples. And for those who have trouble sleeping at night, you should know that nuts and milk have melatonin. So you consume that about an hour before bedtime, and or magnesium. And 400 milligrams is a decent amount of magnesium daily. And with that, you should sleep like a baby. Very good. Anyway, we are now 42 minutes down the road here. I taught in another class about the health benefits of dandelions. We are now in summer. If you live in a place where dandelions grow wild, pick them and learn how to use them. There are various videos on YouTube about the health benefits of dandelions and how to cook them and use them. They are mega powerhouses. It's also good to know, so if God forbid anything goes on in this craziness of the world around us, then we have how and what to do as to consumption. I have a note here that says that vitamin C also helps the body produce collagen, and collagen is for the elasticity of the skin. So taking extra dosages of vitamin C will help the elasticity of the skin as people get older as well. And vitamin C and lemon juice uh, is also for the production of collagen. Let's see if I have any more notes here. Okay, there's a couple of foods here that cause the body to produce insulin for the people who have sugar issues. Avocado is one of them. Nuts is another one. Pumpkin seeds is another one. Thyme and rosemary. Okay, so always good to know, right? Okay, foods that have potassium in them is beans, potatoes, spinach, beets, avocados, and of course bananas, no? So, and we had spoken a different class about colloidal silver. That is the ancient of days natural antibiotic that people used to make instead of chemicals. And maybe we'll discuss it in the up and coming class in the coming week. We are now 45 minutes down the road, and I think we'll end the class here. Make sure you're taking supplements in today's world because we don't know how many nutrients we may be missing from the food around us. But nowadays they make what's called a multivitamin and mineral. You want to make sure that they also make what's called a multi-mineral, the minerals separate or the minerals together with the vitamins. You want to make sure that you're taking that so that if there's anything chelating any of your minerals, that you have a replacement for them. And like I said, let thy food be thy medicine. Do a little research online and find out the health benefits of different foods that you eat so that you will know how to nutrient your body through food. With that, I hope everybody has a great new week, and we'll be back tomorrow, God willing. Uh, Dakota time where I am, it will be 4:30, and if a person is in the East Coast, which is New York or Baltimore, then the time will be 6:30. That's when my class begins. So, and I record all my classes. So if you're working at that hour, uh, just look up the class. It'll be there online in our channel, which is YouTube, our channel in YouTube, Yiska Levinson. And with that, I want to wish you uh, mega blessings and happiness and goodness. May the Almighty provide for all of us peace, joy, and may we be protected from the tribulations before the coming of Messiah, which is today's world. Oy. Zai Gabench, God bless you all. Shalom, shalom.